This week I'll talk about Reels, lead ads, online etiquette, and Snapchat apps. And this is Trends on Thursdays, where I tell you about the trends I discussed with my clients this week. First up, Reels. Just 2 days ago, Instagram came out with Reels, which is 15-second video clips with audio effects and new creative tools. I say all of that to say it's a TikTok knockoff. If you're looking for Reels, you'll find it through your Instagram stories, by the way. If you're on TikTok already, I'm not sure that there's a ton of reasons to switch over to Reels unless TikTok gets banned in 45 days or bought out by somebody that's going to ruin it. But I digress. Reels doesn't have much that makes it better than TikTok, even though I like the feature where you're selecting a clip from a song. It shows you the lyrics so you can select just the right spot. Other than that, for now, I'll give Reels a 7 out of 10 because it's not very innovative and kind of a straight knockoff. While I'm at it, I've been asked a million times this week if TikTok is going to get banned and if advertisers need to walk away. First of all, I don't think the ban will happen, and quite frankly, I hope they sue the pants off the US government for trying. While I'm at it, it's up to the individual to decide what apps to put on their phone. And quite frankly, I trust Apple to have a grip on what data that can be accessed. Second, even if TikTok is being banned, I will advise our clients to advertise on it until the second it goes dark, because I care about where the attention is, and that's where it's going to be. If you really want to know how I feel in greater detail, feel free to ask me. Anyways, next, lead ads. Facebook lead ads are one of my favorites because they make it super easy for the information from the prospect to be put in, because most of the info is already in Facebook, which makes filling out a form a total breeze. Google has been testing lead form ad extensions in search ads for a while, which worked okay, but as you know, I'm a huge fan of YouTube ads. Now, lead form extensions are coming to YouTube, which in my personal opinion is huge because it makes the conversion process super easy. When it comes down to conversion rates on landing pages, less is often more. You have to try not to distract your prospect with a bunch of shiny rabbit holes to jump into, but keep their eye on the prize, which is to contact you and buy something. And when you're asking for information, the same less is more principle applies. Ask only for the information that you absolutely have to have, because every single field that they have to fill out drops the number of people that is willing to give that much info. We try to stick to name, email address, and maybe a phone number in many cases. Next, online etiquette. We all pretty much know that we are trackable, and many of us have probably joked here or there about getting Facebook ads for shoes for days on end just because we've looked at a new pair of shoes in Google. So far, so good. To some extent, it even makes sense because I'd rather get ads for things that I might actually be interested in than the things that I have zero interest in. At least that's the way I feel about it. Now, there are some services that take it a step further, and when I say further, I mean way too far. Some track your IP address to your company and sometimes even to your computer so you can call the potential client. Some have your email address from some list and then email you when you go to a site but didn't make a purchase. Now, some people might say that it's all fair game if it brings in sales. I think it's just plain creepy and probably the reason why we face tighter privacy regulation left and right. We use targeting and retargeting all the time, meaning if you go to my website, you'll eventually see my ad on Facebook or Google or who knows where. Emailing or calling people crosses a line and we're not going there. So in case you come across a service like that, just say no. One more, Snapchat ads. Snapchat is rolling out a series of mini apps that enable you to do more without leaving the platform. Currently, there are meditation and flashcards, for example, but more are coming, including one by Coachella that allows you to plan your next festival trip inside of Snapchat, and one that allows students to compare their schedule. They're built on an HTML framework, so if this opens up to all advertisers, I can see some very interesting applications for working together with friends or even with companies. Mini apps aren't really a big thing here in the US yet. In Asia, WeChat offers over 1 million mini apps that allow users to perform all kinds of tasks, and I think that's where we're going here. apps inside of apps, because Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram are platforms themselves and love to keep the user in their app, which this is the way to do it. Anyways, that's it for this week's Trends on Thursdays. Of course, I'll be back next week. Until then, I'm Tobias Wilhelm.